Welcome back to What's the Odds with Steve Rannazzisi. Ladies and gentlemen, it is September 23rd. I am live from my garage in Los Angeles. This is the new area for me. I have a Mike Tyson autographed Mike Tyson's Punch-Out right over there. And then everybody recognizes what the billion-dollar baby Brenton Biddlecone gave me right over here, my autographed Yankees World Series picture. Brenton, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. The Bills are 2-0, Steve. And I am 1-1 in our What's the Odds League. And you're are in dead last in the Punch Drunk Sports League. It is bumming me out. Why did you take a kicker in the 10th round? Why would you do that to us?
Don't attack me right off the bat here, okay? It's been a rough week between
you asked
RGB
how I was. I'm being honest.
And the civil unrest, and now a new Supreme Court justice, which is not – I thought I was going to get that job. I'm like, comedy's down right now. I'm thinking he might think I have a great – look, if anyone's going to judge my character, Donald Trump would give me that job. So I'm bummed it's probably not going to be me. So it's been a rough week for me. Don't pile on. And plus Saquon. So shut up. Shut up.
By the way,
over.
How bad do you feel if you're Devontae Freeman right now?
I heard they just got him.
They got him, but they got him for the veteran minimum. And he could have gotten $4 million for a year in Seattle. So now he gets way less money. He's getting I don't know what the veteran minimum is for running back, but it's not $4 million. I'll tell you that. And he now gets to run behind the worst line in football.
Look, maybe not the worst line in football, but one of the worst lines.
One of the worst.
Look, and we have a rookie, left tackle or right. I don't know which tackle he is, but we just drafted him. So it's a work in progress. If Saquon Barkley can't run back there, I don't think Devonta Freeman is going to do, much better. That being said,
I was telling Lucas off air,
your best player right off the bat, it's demoralizing beyond anything. But it's like behind Daniel Jones shattering something, it's like it's the most disappointing. We can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Adam Egan and I went back. I go, we can't have nice things. We are destined to be middle to lower class for a duration. I don't know how long. I don't know what we're paying our price for. We didn't, the Giants were a classy organization for the most part. It's so frustrating. It really is. And the coach seems to be keeping the team together. They almost won that game. They almost pulled it out.
Yeah,
they were very close. They had a drive. They were down by the goal line, and they couldn't put it in. Okay, they didn't give up. They didn't go, fuck, it's over. Even though it's done. But you were talking shit right off the bat about Buffalo, and I'll tell you what. I want to get into this right now. I think out of all the 2-0 teams, they might be the worst one out of all of them.
I'll take it, baby.
And because
I don't care how bad. I don't care how bad anyone thinks they are. They are 2-0. We went through 17 years of being the worst. You think you have it bad because you lost Saquon Barkley on a team that had no chance to make the playoffs? We went 17 years of being worse than the Giants with no Saquon Barkley to cheer for.
Every team has a chance to make the playoffs. Do you understand? But the
point
is,
do not, though.
Yeah, we do.
No. So you honestly thought the Giants before the season started,
in a bad division,
we might have a shot at this.
Okay, so if the Giants started off 1-1, and we didn't lose Saquon, you're telling me we couldn't win this division and make it to the playoffs this year?
That's 6 wins. You're talking about 6 wins if they win out in the division.
What I'm saying is that before the season started, right? If we go 1-1 to start and we have Saquon, and judging by the other teams besides Washington, who's not that good, obviously, Dallas looks very susceptible, and Philly looks worse than us.
Yeah. I don't think you would have come in last. Now you're for sure coming in last, but you weren't going to challenge.
You got to beat out 2 other teams then. So yeah, we could do that, or you think you could do that, but now it's over. My point is this: Buffalo does not look good. They do not look like the Buffalo of last year. They are not rushing the ball the way they did last year, and their defense looks way worse than they did last year.
Their defense
and Josh
is
Allen
missing
has a
3 key players.
Problem in the fourth quarter. So none of those that has not been solved, and your defense has gotten worse, and you're not rushing the ball as well as you did last year. Yeah, you might have a better record. Yeah, you might win a division, but I don't think you're better than New England, and you should be. Right? Now you want to throw stones?
You think the Bears are a better 2-0 team than the Bills? The Bears?
I'd like to see that matchup. It might be a pick 'em. It depends on where they're playing that game.
Come on. Okay, first of all,
the Bears defense is not as good as they should be, but it might be better than the Bills defense.
The Bills defense is missing both their linebackers and their starting corner. They're their best players. So they're susceptible on defense, but those guys are all coming back. They're not running the ball as much because Josh Allen is leading the league in passing yards right now, Steve. And Josh Allen, in less than 3 seasons, has 9 comeback wins in the fourth quarter.
Brent,
so don't talk about him making bad decisions. The guy has ice in his veins, and he's throwing the ball like a maniac. You're talking about the AFC offensive player of the week.
If you asked me 2 weeks ago, does Buffalo beat Pittsburgh? I would have told you absolutely hands down. Today, I don't think so at all. You think Pittsburgh and Buffalo beats Pittsburgh? You see the way the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I mean, they play each other.
It does matter. It does matter. If they're playing in Buffalo in the snow, Buffalo wins. If they're playing in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh probably beats them by a little bit. But in Buffalo, Ben Roethlisberger sucks in the snow, and that is statistically true for every game he's played there.
Look, you're delusional if you think your team is better than it was last year, or you're in a better position.
They're definitely better than they were last year. They just got to get healthy.
If I were Buffalo, I would be worried, and I would be worried about we should be considered the best team in the division, and what Cam Newton's doing in New England and how well they're playing. I mean, look, they didn't win this week. Or did they win this week? No, I'm trying to. No, they lost to Seattle. Yeah,
close game with Seattle. They could have won.
But he still looked good though, and they could have won that game. And Seattle's a good team, and Russell Wilson's the MVP as of right now. So, I mean, they are exceeding expectations, whereas I think Buffalo is playing below them right now. I don't. You came aggressively at me, and I'm only trying to rebuttal here. But I think out of the 2-0 teams right now, I mean, look, Kansas City
the worst.
Off the charts. Chicago and Buffalo are very neck and neck for the bottom. Very neck and neck for the bottom.
I mean, the Bills have scored, it looks like the second most point or the third most points in the AFC at 58. The Bears have scored 44 points.
Okay, the Bills
which is
played the
very
Jets,
low.
The Jets, right? And who they beat this week?
The Dolphins.
Barely? The Dolphins, right. Another team that's 0-2, correct?
Correct.
Yes, they're 0-2, but the Patriots also beat the Dolphins, and they barely beat the Dolphins.
They barely beat the Dolphins. Aren't as bad as they were last year. That's the only thing I can take away from all this. But I know who else is not as good as last year: the Buffalo Bills. Got a fucking mosquito bite on my ankle. God damn it!
Oh, dude, Cassie got 34 bites. We counted. Were
trimming. You outside this weekend?
We were outside trimming the dog's nails, and she got bit 34 times. Never even saw a mosquito. So she couldn't sleep for 2 nights.
We went camping this weekend in Santa Barbara at El Cap Beach. So the beach is on one side and the campsite's on the other. So we were sleeping outside. It was fun. Hot though, hotter than I thought it was going to be. And there's just so much shit to fucking schlep everywhere. I mean, I like camping, but it's like I like the eating off the grill and the drinking and the sleeping outside under the stars in a tent. But it's schlep back and forth. I'm not a fan of the fucking pack mule from the car to the Vist to the who's got you got to pack your own supplies for everything. But I got fucking destroyed on my ankles. Everywhere, all over my fucking ankles. I mean, I thought the reason we were told on the East Coast growing up, moved out to California, sunshine, weed, and no mosquitoes. Right? Isn't that what you heard, Em?
Yep, 100%.
Why am I getting eaten alive in a land that I pay extra taxes for because there was supposed to be a mosquito tax somewhere buried in this fucking thing that I'm not supposed to get eaten?
Because we live in
It's
a dumpster
ridiculous.
fire, Steve.
And you got that sweet, sweet blood.
Yeah.
She got bit 34 times. I maybe have one bite.
Also, there's
Really?
someone told
Yeah.
me once that different blood types attract mosquitoes differently. Like my dad's like that. If we sit outside, he will get eaten alive and my mom won't see a single mosquito.
Yeah.
Tracy got that 23andMe done, and she said it's susceptible. Her blood is susceptible to like this. It's a highly prone mosquito bite blood. Whatever.
Oh,
it
they
is.
can
I
tell
guess
that with
sweet blood
that?
is what she calls it. Yeah, it's one of the things.
My
I
dad
don't
did
know.
that. I wonder if
I
his
just-
came back that way.
It sucks. I hate it. Anyway, yeah, I did. I was disappointed in the Bills. I was happy that who did I like? I liked Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is trying to put a big fuck you to everyone. Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers and Aaron Jones right now might be the co-MVPs behind Russell Wilson. Kyler Murray looks great. They look like they might know what they're doing down there in Arizona. Impressive.
Absolutely.
And what stood out to you, Lucas, this weekend? What was the big thing? I mean, besides Dallas,
injuries.
The injuries.
The injuries.
Yeah, tell them to fix the turf at MetLife. What the fuck is going on there?
I mean, Saquon, Nick Bosa. Well, Saquon was on the road, but I mean, he played there week one. Nick Bosa. Someone else from
Mostert went out. Garoppolo went out
Mostert.
at one point.
Yeah, Mostert's going to miss at least a week, maybe 2 or 3.
And Garoppolo was an ankle, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is also like the time of year, if this was preseason, guys get those soft tissue injuries like the second or third game of preseason. And then people kind of get used to playing at the game speed, playing a full game, and you don't see it as much. But since there's no preseason, it's all happening when it matters, and it sucks. This is the worst.
I think they went
there
super
were
light.
7 ACLs torn this weekend.
Whew.
Yeah.
I mean, the hardest part is seeing like Nick Bosa's face. You
Yeah.
see an athlete and they know when they've torn something big.
Yes. It's a difference between, I mean, I saw Saquon Barkley. He was getting tackled, but he went to do a cut, and he almost went away from the tackle and went to grab his knee before he, wasn't like a pain that happened, and then he grabbed his knee. It was like that wasn't even part of what was happening in the middle of the play.
Yeah.
And you just saw him pound his fist when he's getting carted off. And these guys know, they either have felt something similar before or, they've been described that exact pain. It's the fucking worst, dude. It's the goddamn worst. And, we watched a little bit of training camp for Hard Knocks, but they weren't like, they were doing a lot of pity pat, but there was no hard contact. No one tackled anyone till last week. And I think you're seeing guys try to get after it real fucking hard, and they're just not ready for it. I'm not comparing it to like with the Yankees, obviously, or with baseball injuries, but these guys they're like machines. You got to like rev them up slowly and get them ready for going full force. And I don't know if this was 100% the way to do it this year. I think it was the only way necessary, but maybe one preseason game you would have seen a little bit less of the shit.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It would have helped.
It does suck. McCaffrey, Carolina is real shitty
Michael
without
Thomas
McCaffrey.
with his ankle. Devontae Adams might not play. I mean, you're talking about like out of the top 12 picks in fantasy, at least half of them are out this week or done for the year.
I mean, and the reason you take San Francisco's defense is because of Nick Bosa, and
Yeah.
he's done.
Well, their
So
whole
that's a,
D-line is done. They don't have a defensive line
Yeah,
anymore.
Solomon Thomas got hurt too.
That's my defense.
The other one.
Yay!
Ev,
Fuck.
how did you do in fantasy this week?
I lost this week, but only by 10 points. And then last week I won by a decent amount, I think.
I didn't ask about last week. I'm only asking about this
Well, I
week.
wasn't
I'm
here
new
last
now.
week.
Can
so
we talk
I
about
remember.
Can we talk about the guy in our league who broke 200 points playing Oligny and
Yikes.
beating him into the ground by
Yes,
80
dude.
plus,
Dude,
just
Oligny-
burying him, killing his spirit. He's riding the high of his new special out, and I just took that from him and I threw it out in the garbage.
Dude, I wonder if I didn't even look to see, but if that guy had anyone playing on Monday, I might have just taken a knee and sat him, like on purpose, just be like, why am I piling on? Or do you just pile on and try to choke someone to death?
No, I pile.
Football.
Brendan piled
Steve,
on.
total points matter.
Yep, you can't Fernando Tatis. I'm sorry for swinging 3-0 up 10-0.
I'm going for the
3-0.
record.
And plus points at the end. You never,
Exactly.
You never know.
Now, you would qualify with having the Tyrod Taylor's injury too, right?
Yeah,
well,
that was a screwy situation.
That was the most impressive to me performance of the weekend. Justin Herbert coming in there, literally being told an hour before, 15, 20 minutes before the game, you're the guy, which is probably, I would say, probably the best way to get,
Yeah.
I know the backup is usually like, you're always ready to be going, but week one, he was probably like, I'm figuring out how to hold the clipboard and where do I stand on the sideline? Like, where should I be? Like, I knew where I stood at Oregon. Like, does he want me right there? Or like, where should I stand? That's the whole week one. Then week two, you're like, oh, I got my clipboard. I'm ready to go. I know where to stand. Wait, what's that, coach? Oh, okay, here we go. And then, like, that's it. You're fucking thrown in against, the fucking Super Bowl champions, nonetheless. It's got to be, trial by fire, but it's under pressure, he played real well. I mean, you could tell, like I said before, he's athletic. He can throw the ball. His decision-making is probably has to come and be developed more, but he was quick. He got the ball from under center. He there were no turnovers where he handed it off the wrong way or fucked up which, by the way, someone did that the other night. I can't remember. I was watching one of these games. Like, you're having quarterbacks like turn the wrong way and hand the ball off, to the wrong guy.
That was Herbert. Herbert did do that at one point.
Was it him?
Oakland, New Orleans?
Yeah, Romo called it out. He turned the wrong way on a play fake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That game was frustrating. I don't know. I hated that Anthony Lynn in overtime with 4th and inches punted. I don't get that call.
Yeah, he should have just gone for the win. But all that being said, do you think that Tyrod should be the starter? Because I've already named him starter for week 3.
If I'm Anthony Lynn, I say I'm not going to base my decision off of this one thing. I think he still has a ways to go. He can still learn from his mistakes. It's a good first step, but I would let Tyrod Taylor, he's 100% healthy. I let him go. Because, you can always go to that way, but I don't know if it goes the other way. I think you should start Tyrod Taylor. What do you think?
I think you throw Herbert in now.
I mean,
he looked good. And Tyrod's not going to be 100% on
he's
Sunday.
Not. He has a punctured lung, so I don't know how long lasting that is or how that will affect him. But they missed with the needle and punctured a lung, so he had to go to the hospital. So I think if you're going to throw the kid in and you want him to get some confidence, he just took the Super Bowl champs toe to toe with a really good defense, looked really well, made no mistakes. And now their matchup is against arguably the worst defense in football in Carolina at home. I think if you have the intention of having him play this year, this would be the game to throw him in and get him a lot of confidence. He could throw 3-4 touchdown passes.
Who are they playing?
The Carolina Panthers. And Carolina will not have Christian McCaffrey, who their offense runs through.
Yeah.
Bridgewater's been mediocre. Their defense sucks.
Isn't that good. Yeah.
Their defense
What's
sucks.
up with their defense? Look, baby. Yeah. It's tough. Tyrod Taylor, I feel bad. I don't want to say it, but Tyrod Taylor is meant to be a backup. I think that's just it's what the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
It's a backup's life for Tyrod Taylor.
But also, if I'm the Dolphins, if the Dolphins lose this week to Jacksonville, don't you throw Tua in there?
Well, again, I think it's a confidence thing. You don't want the guy to go in and just get his ass handed to him, even if he plays okay. there's just a mental thing that some of these quarterbacks that get drafted early and then get thrown in before they're really ready. But I think with Herbert is a situation where they don't lose this game unless he just has a complete meltdown, which he won't. He showed last week he's not going to do that. So you get him some confidence, you get him some swagger, and now he really believes like, oh, I'm one of the guys. I could be a top-tier quarterback, and I'm just as good as Mahomes. I'm just as good as Jackson, and I can hang with these guys.
But I do think these rookie quarterbacks come in and, teams have plans to sit them for a year. And it seems more and more that plan never comes to fruition. Like the Bills, they wanted to sit Josh Allen for the entire 2018 season. And by week 4, he was starting because A.J. McCarron got hurt. And, so I think that Herbert looked good. I remember watching the draft with both of you. We both weren't, I don't think any of us were too high on him. He's already impressed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say give him the keys.
I think this is the week. If you're going to play him at all this year, this is the week to throw him in and let him pad some stats and get some confidence.
And you know what else is, I hate to argue against myself, but I think that because everyone has sort of had a little bit of a shotgun start this year, everyone's a little bit slower than they normally are,
Yeah.
So if everyone's a half a step behind what they normally are, why not send a kid out there? Because chances are someone, a veteran might make a mistake and he could, capitalize off of it. So maybe you guys are right. I just feel bad for Tyrod Taylor. I'm like, God, this guy is, he is a good quarterback, and
yeah, I love Tyrod.
He can move an offense, but.
Well, and they say right now that the NFL Players Association is looking in on this doctor, so Tyrod will probably get financially compensated for this guy's screw up.
Yeah,
one of those Kansas City doctors.
What about? Did you guys watch the Atlanta-Dallas situation?
Craziest finish. The onside kick actually worked. How do you not just jump on the watermelon kick? Why are you waiting for it to go 10 yards? What are you doing? Just jump on it. You're a professional.
I mean, Biddlecombe has Hayden Hurst in our fantasy league, and I think he should have lost points for not jumping right on that. I mean, you look at the replay, there's 3 Falcons that are just backing away from a live ball.
Yeah. That's just
why were they waiting? It was almost like a foul ball down the third base line where they were like, if it goes foul, we win the game. It was like, no, you got to just jump on it. There is no foul or fair. As soon as it gets 10 yards, everyone else is going to jump on it. You want to win that battle?
Yeah, I think if it's moving that slow, it's not like you're going to miss it. I get it when they kick it and it's bouncing and it's fast and everything. And, if I touch it before, I might fumble it and then it's a live ball. But it was going so fucking slow, just jump on it.
So is that the new technique now? That's the 100% way to do it now, the swivel kick?
The one coach with the Cowboys, he came over from the Rams. I think he was the special teams coordinator, or he was with the Rams when Zerline was also with the Rams. And it was something they worked on last year, and they tried it, and it didn't work, but they kept working on it, and then that was what they threw out this week. So it worked this year, and, I mean, it was a brilliant kick. You couldn't kick it any better than that. It was fucking great.
I mean,
but now 30 other teams are going, hey, if they try to pull this shit on us, you just jump on the ball.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like everyone was just nervous to be the first guy to try to jump on top of this grenade or whatever.
Because they didn't think it was going to go 10 yards. But you got to just jump on it.
Idiots. It was really, I mean, Atlanta's got to be ashamed of themselves. I saw a guy at the hardware store this morning. He had the Atlanta Falcons mask on. And I go, hey, man, I'm sorry. What a brutal loss. He goes, I'm still wearing my mask. He goes, someone pulled up to me the other day. I was on his red light. I had my mask on. And he rolled out his window and he goes, go Cowboys! Woo! He's like, you motherfucker, man. How do you got to rub it in like that? What a brutal loss. If Matt Ryan, if you're Matt Ryan, you got to go, how many fucking points do I have to put up for us to win? They just, is it coaching over there?
39?
Is it just their, 39 points.
Jesus. Well, their defense is maybe even worse than Carolina's. So he's going to have to put up 30-plus points to get wins. And I think he knows that. And then this week, I heard Julio Jones is also questionable.
Oh, really?
Something with his
God
ankle
damn, dude.
or hamstring, maybe.
What is not questionable is our judgment in picking NFL games because, ladies and gentlemen, we won Lucas Hurl money this week. That's right. Last year, I don't even think – did we do it? We did it once. I think we hit it once, right?
Yeah, we might have hit
once
it
or twice.
Once
or twice. This year, boom, second week of the year.
Yep.
Jackpot. And
Yep.
I think we won, what was it, $297, I believe?
$305.
$305. Subtract the white meat. Lucas Hurl just won $255.
Wow.
Bingo.
We're
I'm
all
telling
in
you,
it.
man. And if our listeners listen to us and they have extra money and they threw $1,000 down, they would have won probably what? $30,000.
Shout out to listener Michael Linklater. He won a shitload of money listening to us this weekend. Something like $1,600.
Good. Maybe he could subscribe to my OnlyFans page because that's when I'm going to get going pretty soon. I'm going to start showing my cock on the internet, Linklater. Hope you're excited about that.
Just like Jamal Murray.
Fuck. I'm telling you. And none of those games did we really have to like sweat too much. The Rams, I knew. I go, the fucking Rams are going to beat the shit out of the Eagles, and they did.
That was free money. Anyone who didn't take the Rams, and they were giving them points. They were +1. That's fucking crazy.
I know, all because of fucking Philly at home. It is like there really is no home field advantage right now. There's nothing happening besides piped-in music, unless you're in Texas, where fucking Jerry had all his guys there. I mean, Texas looked kind of like half capacity, if you ask me, but it was kind of packed. But yeah, I mean, Philadelphia, there really is no. I mean, besides having to fly across the country, that's it. That's your only advantage. I knew they were going to beat the fuck out of them.
Carson Wentz did get booed.
From who?
From the
his
PA,
own sideline.
Yeah, the guy operating the fan noise, just to really simulate a real Eagles game.
I don't know. Is Carson Wentz plugged in? Does he have COVID? I mean, it's incredible how poorly he's playing. He's playing like worse than Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And I mean, Daniel Jones isn't even playing that bad. He just has really no offensive line to protect him. And when he has a little time, he gets the ball down the field. But Carson Wentz looks like he hasn't practiced with this team ever. It's bad. It's like he's regressing. And what's his name? Doug Peterson, he said this week he has no idea why, which is not a good fucking sign. You know, when your head coach that you've won a Super Bowl with goes, I don't know what this guy's problem is. That's tough. It really is. It's like, where do you go from there? And you're talking about a guy who really, one of the Super Bowls they won without him.
Yeah.
And the other one, it took another guy to help get him there too. It's like, I mean, he's always had a little bit of a confidence issue with the rest of his teammates, and now he's playing like he deserves one. It's a bad situation in Philadelphia. Thank God Steve Simone, I text him once in a while. He's down in Florida. He watches the games with his dad, so I think it's a little bit of an easier life or easier time to swallow. At least they're together. But it's not a good thing right now in Philadelphia. They looked bad. So I'm not surprised that game happened at all. But Lucas, you picked the what was the game you picked?
I picked the Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, Houston. Which Houston's a hard team to gauge because they might have played the two best teams in the league already.
And now they have to play Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Houston's probably the best 0-2 team. Out of all the 0-2 teams, Houston's probably the best one. I would say Houston might be able to beat Buffalo.
No, I'll tell you that the Houston offensive line sucks, though. I believe I need to double check, but I think Deshaun Watson is leading the league in pressures and sacks. So I don't know. I mean, look at Hopkins.
Will Fuller got hurt again. The guy's
Really?
he's never gonna make it even half the season.
How did David Johnson play? I didn't get to see much of that game. We were driving back.
He didn't do much. I mean, they were losing most of the game, so they had to just kind of throw the ball around. But yeah, he's playing better than he was the last few years. He's certainly not DeAndre Hopkins, who's playing out of his mind in Arizona already. He's getting like 10 targets a game.
Yeah, they're using him a lot, as they should. I mean, they paid him a lot of money. They gave away a couple of players and some picks for him, so why not?
Yeah, the Texans lead the league in quarterback pressures, so that line is not a good pass blocking line. I just wouldn't trust that passing.
They've also had brutal matchups, and it's not going to get easier. I think Pittsburgh's going to be the best defense that they've played so far this year, so they're just going to get manhandled.
Pittsburgh, it's ridiculous how good they are. I mean, Mike Tomlin just keeps producing a good defense year after year after fucking year. And Ben looks decent. Yeah. He's made some good throws on the run. He had a couple, like on the run, on the dime passes. So,
and Claypool looks great. The wide receiver depth they've got, yeah.
I know. They're and fucking Claypool.
They always find these guys in the second and third rounds. Both Juju, Claypool, they're both like late second round picks.
Yeah, and then, you cover all those guys. You can't sleep on their tight ends. Eric Ebrom's great in the red zone, and Vance McDonald's not a pushover. And then you got James Conner. And if he gets hurt, you got Benny Snell, who's capable. So Pittsburgh might be the best. They're 2-0, right? They might be the best 2-0 team. 2-0.
Well, you're saying they're better than Kansas City, Pittsburgh?
Possibly.
Easy.
I think they can spread it around more, and I think their defense is better. So that would be the matchup I want to see.
Baltimore's pretty
good.
We'll
get to see that matchup. We'll get to see that twice.
Green Bay's also saying, you know what, we're not as bad as people thought we were going to be too. So, I mean.
Yeah, but Minnesota, they played Minnesota, and Minnesota is just, I don't know what the fuck happened in Minnesota, but they're really bad on both sides of the ball. Their defense sucks. Kirk Cousins is basically playing at the level that Kirk Cousins plays at. Dalvin Cook's the only salvageable player on that team. I mean, they got nothing.
And your game was Seattle, New England, right? Bill Lacombe?
I'm going to 49ers Jets, because if anyone's playing the Jets, you take the other team and you'll win money.
That's got to be the rule for the year. Bet against the Jets, and you will win every single fucking week.
I mean, we should just do a fourth pick where whoever's playing the Jets, especially right now. It is although if we do that, I don't know if we want to take the line, because the line's Indianapolis minus 11.
11. Is it 11? I saw 10 and a half. It's 11.
I got 11 on my bookie. So I think the Jets could cover.
Indy's
there's no way
good. They score points. They went fucking against Jacksonville week 1. They put up 35 points.
Yeah.
I don't see the Jets scoring 21 points.
Well, who's going to score?
I don't know. I don't even know.
There's no one on that team.
I don't know who scores for them.
Who's his quarterback? Darnold can't throw the ball. There's nobody that can. I mean, maybe Herndon, but the Colts are pretty good against tight ends.
Damn, dude.
11 points it's a lot.
It's a low time for New York football right now. A real sad time. It's disgraceful. And it's partially both teams' faults, but partially not. It's fucking bad. I mean, the Jets were supposed to be good 2 years ago. They were supposed to be fucking sick, and now they suck again. Real tough. Deion Sanders got a job. You see that? He's a head coach. Jackson
Where's he a
State.
Head coach? Wow.
Jackson State College, yeah. So I think no experience whatsoever. He just said, I'm going to turn this place around. He wants to talk to the young men and encourage them to stay, with God and on the straight and narrow, and not to make the mistakes he made, and teach them right from wrong. And I mean, this is wonderful. I can't wait. Dude, what do you think Deion Sanders, he's going to wear Jackson State stuff, but it's not just going to be normal. They're going to have to up their fucking swag game if he's on the sideline, right?
It's going to be blinged out. He's going to be the only coach with a $200,000 medallion on the sideline.
If you're the Jackson State baseball coach, are you worried about your job? You saying to yourself, "Fuck, this guy might want to do both fucking jobs."
Absolutely.
You know he's thinking about it. You know if he goes like, 8-4, he's gonna be like, "And give me that other job too. I want the baseball coach job too. I'll turn that shit around fucking quick." R.I.P. By the way, I don't know if you guys heard. Two people, obviously. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, very sad news, and Gail Sayers died this week or today. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I did not.
Bears legend Gail Sayers passed away today, and fucking Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I was watching that funeral before early. They all sit. It was very weird the way the justices sat around the casket, but like 6 feet apart. It was strange. It was like some sort of. It looked like a Game of Thrones thing happening. It was very weird. And while the lady was singing Shabbat Shalom, I don't know how the song goes, but it sounds, it was very, in the hall, it sounded very cryptic in Game of Thrones. But yeah, it's pretty much it for, if you're a lady, it's over for you if you want to get those lady parts cleaned out. Get it done now, sweetheart, because we're having a Black Friday sale. It's going to be over pretty soon.
Just a fun fact, Plan B has a 4-year shelf life. So if you buy it now, it will last through the next president.
That's great. Emma, I'm glad you brought that up because it's a great plug for our sponsor, Plan B. Be all that you can be with Plan B. Come get them while we still got them. They ain't going to be around much longer. It's going to be about $1,500 a pill right now. And that's going to go up. That's going to go up a lot. Each year it's going to go up. And I bet you in about a year or two, it's going to be about $15,000 a pill. So if you want to get on that sweet, sweet Plan B, come subscribe to the What's the Odds podcast because we're going to get all the pills. That's our fucking
plan.
If
you got them.
God damn, dude. When I heard that, we were all camping and people were disconnecting. We're talking, we're hanging around. We built the tents, the fire was going, we're prepping dinner. And then all of a sudden, Tracy was just like, "Oh, God." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Ruth Bader Ginsburg died." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Fuck." And I'm clearly thinking to myself, well, that sucks, but we're way too close to an election to have that happen.
That was my thought.
Disconnect from society. Driving back on Sunday, checking some fantasy scores, listening to some game. The Giant game was like, I put the car on. I'm like, let's have a great day. Saquon Barkley is done for the season being carted off. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead. And not only is she dead, but ladies and gentlemen, the new Ruth Bader Ginsburg. What's her name? Laura Ingraham, part 2. So, yeah, it was like, we came over to a dumpster fire. Literally, our house is.
Is the air cleaned up by you? Is the air cleaned up by you?
Huh?
Is the air around Pasadena cleaned up at all?
Sound.
Yeah, did your headphones just die?
No, I switched them out. One died, so I switched the other one in. That's how I do it.
Nice.
I never use them both at the same time. But the slop factors to the tilt today. We did good on the Emmys though. I did pretty well on the Emmys. I don't know. We tally up who? I got.
I don't even remember who I picked. I remember I said a few Schitt's Creek and they swept. So that was probably pretty good for me, but I doubt I got anything else. But you got what's her face with the fun name, Zendaya.
Oh yeah.
Zendaya, I got her. That was a big one for me. Zendaya. I also got I missed Rami Youssef. I thought he was gonna win. They gave it to fucking homeboy. I got Captain O'Hara too.
So what was the thing they were doing where if you won, they would show up at your house with a trophy?
So I guess they had someone in what was it looked like an Emmys hazmat suit show up to your house and give it they'll ring on your doorbell and give it to someone in there, and then they give it to you So it's almost like you're getting it in the middle of it. Did you watch any of it? It was sort of, sometimes it worked and sometimes it like came in too late. And then the people started talking to the people and they didn't know the Zoom thing was off or that it was still on. So it was like, it got a little confusing once in a while. I mean, I thought Jimmy Kimmel did a good job. You know, it's not a who the fuck wants to do that job. And the Jennifer Aniston thing, I thought they were going to set the set on fire. That was pretty cool to start the show off. I'm like, oh, this thing could end real fucking quick right now if that fire doesn't go out. Yeah, it was interesting. It was, you know, I'm trying to think of the other people that I picked that didn't. Oh, I picked the lady from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She didn't win. What other categories did we do? Did you remember any of them? I don't remember all the ones we did.
Eddie Murphy won.
Did you watch them, Brenton?
No, I looked at a list after the fact and then I watched a couple highlights. But I mean,
you just watched football games the whole time?
Dude, it's football season.
What are you, a fucking
what
mafioso?
Are we even talking about?
I mean, it's
what are we
unbelievable.
Talking about? We're trying to win some money. I had two player prop bets pay off this Monday. It's a good Monday.
Speaking of bets, my bet for the U.S. Open did not pan out. I picked Dustin Johnson. He didn't show up this past weekend, but congratulations to Bryson DeChambeau, who was the only player under par, ended up being the only player under par. He shot 6 under, and it was fucking interesting to watch, man. It was a brutal course. They ripped it up on Thursday. Some guy shot -5. Justin Thomas shot -5, -4. Tiger was -1. But then, you know, Friday, it just got windier and drier. And then Saturday and Sunday were brutal. People were +8, +10. And Bryson DeChambeau just kept to his game plan. He just pummeled that ball as far as fucking Popeye could hit it. And he didn't care if he was in the rough. If he hit the fairway, it's game over. He's going after the pin, and he'll probably get a birdie. But when he missed the fairway, he missed it so far down that he only had a pitching wedge to get onto the green. You know, so it's like if you had a 420-yard hole, and you couldn't advance the ball if you got in the rough more than a pitching wedge. Well, he hit the ball fucking 360. And now he only had a pitching wedge in anyway. So whether he's hitting a pitching wedge from the fairway or he's hitting a pitching wedge from the rough, he's still hitting a pitching wedge. Whereas other guys couldn't do that because they didn't have the length. He says he's not done. He wants to move to a 48-inch driver, which is insane. Most drivers are like 43 or 42 inches. So that would only give him further distance, you know, the longer the club. So
it's like he's taller than me.
I mean, it basically is. It's like picking you up and putting a club head at the bottom of your feet and just swinging you away. Which, if he's willing to do that, I'm more than willing to make that happen. I would love to see that happen. To fucking have you be the human club that Bryson DeChambeau slams down the fucking fairway. Yeah, no, it was fun to watch. Wingfoot in New York looked good. It looked pretty cool. It was. The weather was beautiful. You know, it was windy. It was perfect. I'm trying to think of Matthew Wolff played really well too. He's got a real unconventional swing, which I like because it's like, you know, usually you're thinking about guys that are like beautiful swings and they all swing the same or they try to. These guys have ugly swings, both of them, but they worked for them and they made them their own. So it was cool to see Bryson DeChambeau tear it up. But I was so pissed Dustin Johnson just didn't show up at fucking all. Did you watch or are you watching Denver, Los Angeles? The Lakers and the Nuggets, more specifically. Are you watching that? It got a little interesting last night. I thought it was going to be a runaway, but last night, Denver, they blew them out for 3 quarters. And then that fourth quarter or the end of the third quarter, I thought the Lakers were going to go on. They went on a big run, and they almost came. They pulled it all the way within like 2 or 3. But Denver showed a lot of heart. A lot of heart last night. I think that's a series again.
But can Denver do that 3 more times? I just think the Lakers are too talented.
They are, but Jamal Murray is a wild card. I mean, that guy could beat the Lakers by himself.
if you got Jamal Murray, if you can get a Jokic, if you can get one other guy going, you can win. You can
But you
win.
could say the same thing. You got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Rondo's stepped up considerably, and then
Defensively,
you got Caruso.
for sure.
Caruso's been playing out of his mind.
Rondo's
Rondo
defense
had
and
like
Caruso have really
Rondo had
helped
like
that
three
team.
steals. Was it like
Yep.
consecutive possessions? He had like 3 steals, just playing
Well,
crazy good.
That's what started their entire comeback. The defensive end. They were blowing them out. They were just stealing the ball, getting 10, 12 points in a row. And then all of a sudden Denver was just like, what the fuck's going on? It's a series
Davis
again.
didn't have a rebound until the fourth quarter. I just don't think that's going to happen again. He had an off game. I think he plays better. And they're probably going to win in 5 games.
5 games, you think? No,
I would take the Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 6. Denver's going to win another game. No way Lakers go 2-0. I'll tell you. I'll take that bet with you.
Okay.
No way.
I agree with Steve on that.
Yeah. I was wrong about Boston, Miami. I thought
you saw
Boston
what
was good.
Boston
I thought
did,
that
right?
was the fluke. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Boston's
playing
back
small ball. Miami can't match up.
It's adjustments. It's about adjustments. And what's his name's a great coach. The kid from fucking Butler is a great coach. So he knows what he's doing. They've been in the playoffs last year and the year before. They know how to make adjustments, and that's what they've done. Now can Spoelstra turn around and do something different on his end? It is much more of a competitive series than I thought. I was wrong last week when I said it. I thought the fluke game was game 1 and that Boston was a better team on paper and was going to blow them out. I don't see that happen now. I think that's a 7-game series. Yeah. And I think that the Lakers winning in probably 6, they better win in 6 because if they could get pushed to a 7-game series, they're going to be super tired. Now, either Boston or Miami is going to be tired coming out of the East because I have a feeling that's going to be a 7-game series. But back to your point, I think it'd be better for the Lakers to end this thing real quick, not to let Denver get any more confidence. And number 2, they're an older team. They need a little more rest.
Yeah.
They need at least a game or 2 on top on the jump on the Eastern Conference. Let them go 7 games. Jason Tatum, look, I mean, like the whole series. I think basketball has gotten to the competitiveness that would have been like it's the closest to the normal playoffs you see. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like they've replicated the best. I'm not saying this correctly, but you know what the fuck I mean. They're doing a good job.
You touched on it a month ago where you said the defense isn't there yet. Now I think the defense is there.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Everyone's clicking now.
We're seeing really good basketball.
Baseball playoffs start next week. And I'm excited. What are you laughing at?
I'm excited.
I'm always cautiously because I hear the first round's 3 games, dude. Anybody can win a 3-game series. You lose the first game.
Yeah.
Now, if you're the Yankees and Garrett Cole's pitching and he just has a shit day and you lose the first game, it's what the fuck? There's no 5 game, even 5 games. I'm like, all right, pump the brakes. We can still come back. 3 games, it's like you're fucked. So once we get past that, I feel much better about matchups and stuff. But look, if it ended right now, the Yankees would play Minnesota. And to be honest with you, I mean, I feel terrible about saying this, and I'll probably end up coming back to bite me. But we play Minnesota every year in the playoffs, and we beat Minnesota every year in the playoffs. And I don't see it happening any differently this year. The next round would become more interesting when it's a 5- and 7-game series. And they're going to the bubble, which I'm excited about because hopefully the Yankees will be playing at Dodger Stadium, and they're talking about possibly having a small capacity there. And I'll be standing outside like one of those fucking idiots screaming over the fence for the foul. Did you see the Real Sports piece on that guy that catches foul balls, by the way?
I did, yeah.
So they were like, what are they going to do with him this year? So he went, they followed him. They went to Fenway. He's outside. That's going to be me outside at Dodger Stadium with Jonah on my shoulders trying to see Aaron Judge if the playoffs are going on. Sir, back away from the fence. Sir, away from the fence, please. And get your son off your shoulders. Fuck, dude. What was I saying? Oh, shit. Gale Sayers? No. Do you guys have any news stuff? Because I had one weird news thing to talk about.
I have. Well, I mean, this is related to the Falcons Cowboys game, but did you hear about the guy that bet $35,000 in the fourth quarter for the Falcons to win when they had a 15-point lead? The money line was minus
What?
3,333. So he put down 35,000 in hopes to win $1,050.
What?
Of course, it was all downhill from there. But yeah,
What
in the
a
middle of the fourth
fucking
quarter,
moron.
he put, yep.
Holy shit.
35,000 just to win 1,500?
1,500. Like, what was
It
he
was
trying
an
to
in-game
prove
bet.
something to someone?
He thought he was making easy money.
Holy cow. You have to, I mean, someone's got to explain to that guy, just like, is he a businessman? Where does this guy have, where did he get 35 grand to begin with? That's what's shocking to me. Like,
Was
someone
it
this
Mattress
dumb.
Mac?
Wait now. Speaking of making money, we're going to make some money this week. You guys want to do some picks?
Let's do some picks.
I can't believe someone bet $36,000 to win $1,500. I wonder if anyone did the reverse. I wonder if anyone took the Falcons with like $100 or took the Cowboys $100 with a minute left to win probably what, 3,500 the other way?
I gotta think, yeah.
Probably a lot.
Oh,
I saw. I'll post the video. It's older, but this thing that made me really happy. This guy from New Zealand woke up from a coma and went and bought a scratch-off ticket and won like a shitload of money. So the news did a story on him, and they took him back to, grocery store, wherever he got it, liquor store, to simulate it. And he, goes, and then I bought the ticket and I scratch it off, and I just won again. Like, he won a huge amount of money, and then the news came to film him, and then he won a second, like 10 grand or something. I'll post
Really?
it.
Wow.
It made me so fucking happy.
That's awesome.
God damn, dude. That's you,
But-
Brenton. You're going to win this year, dude. I know you
better to
think
be
in the back
lucky.
of your mind. I know you think in the back of your mind that you're going to win again another $1 million, right?
Absolutely. Every
Oh.
week I study. I'm becoming a better fantasy player, and it's just a matter of time until the luck lines up with it.
Again? Hello? You won
Just a
$1
matter of
million.
time, Stu. Just a matter of time. It's not even about the money anymore. It's just about being the best.
I got to get soundproofing in here. I think my neighbors are going to be over pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little squares on the wall.
We're all going to be talking about you behind your back. Fucking this guy over here thinks he's Marin. Don't know how to soundproof the goddamn garage.
Well, look, Brenton, I'm going to let you pick this week first because you've done really good job, 2-0 so far this season. Is there a game that in your mind
Absolutely.
makes you go, this is the one I want?
I'm glad you let me go first because you guys are going to be mad that I took this game. I am taking the
Okay.
Chargers at home against Carolina. The Panthers lost their only offensive weapon. The entire offense runs through this guy. And I know you're going, well, Mike Davis, he came in last week. He had 8 catches in the fourth quarter. He put up 15 fantasy points. He could be the same McCaffrey guy. But look at what the Chargers defense did week 1. Look what they did week 2. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was all anyone could talk about after the first week. What did he do this week against the Chargers defense? Fucking nothing. So they could have shut down McCaffrey if he was healthy. And then that defense sucks. I think the Chargers easily cover at home -6.5 and beat Carolina.
My only concern, and I'll just say this as we're playing devil's advocate, is that they start Tyrod Taylor, right? And he is not doing that well. And do they switch to Herbert at halftime? Do they make adjustments, or do they just stick with him and just try to eke out a win? Like, that's my only concern, is that you have a possible
I think,
either injured starting
they're not gonna
quarterback
have
or a
to-
backup again. It's only a 4.5.
They're not going to have to ask that much of him.
Okay.
They're not going to ask that much of him. I think Joshua Kelly is going to have a big game and just run all over him like Josh Jacobs did week 1.
Okay. All right, Lucas,
I feel
cool with that
very
pick?
safe with that pick.
Yeah, I trust Brent. Nobody does more research than that guy.
Okay.
All
right.
The game I'm looking at is Tennessee over Minnesota. Tennessee is on the road. They're favored by 2.5 points, but I think Minnesota is really banged up and bad. And Tennessee, I mean, Tannehill still hasn't thrown an interception, I don't think. So.
No, he's looked great.
6 touchdowns, no picks.
Minnesota's defense is not good. They are not good. They are not the Minnesota defense you would expect them to have. They're not playing well.
And Anthony Barr's lost for the year.
This is the week that Derrick Henry breaks out of his little slump. I know he's put up 100 yards each week, but he's done it on 35 carries. So I think this is the week he has 20 carries for 150 yards. So that is also a very good pick. Feel good about that.
Well, I like that pick too. And I went out west for my pick. I have 2 games in mind. I've got the Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals are at home giving 5.5 points. I think Arizona is going to beat them by 10. I think Arizona beats the Cardinals. It may be a high scoring game, but I still think that you're not going to beat Arizona in a high scoring game. That game or Dallas and Seattle. I think Seattle coming off of a big win, which was a close game, and Dallas coming off of a big loss on the road, they're going to be deflated. They are not nearly as good as Seattle, and I think that they would lose by at least 6 points. So let's see which game makes us more money. Can we do that, or should we just pick? Because I have a feeling I'm going to take the Cardinals. How about that? I mean, it can't be too much of a difference.
I think
They're both
the
5-point
Cardinals
spreads.
would take more. I've got the Cardinals at -5.5.
Great. Let's take the Cardinals -5.5 over the Lions. Lock it up. Let's get those 3 picks in. Let's make Lucas hurl some more cheddar. Let's make our Patreon members more cheddar. And by the way, Patreon members, this is it. I'm almost done. As soon as I'm done and I get a little fucking stronger Wi-Fi, it's pretty good right now, but we'll be able to do a Zoom thing and we'll watch Sunday Night Football together. It'll be cool. I'm getting this thing together here. But Brenton, are you doing the math right now, or are you?
I am plugging in the bet right now.
Plugging it in right now? Locking and loading?
I have an addendum to add, by the way, about mosquitoes. According to the United States National Institutes of Health, from their study, when looking at blood types, mosquitoes were more attracted to persons with type O blood, with type A blood being the next preferred blood type. So I'm type O. I don't know what you are.
Oh, it's universal, right? That's pretty good. That's like the best blood to have.
Yeah.
Get that sweet
not if you're outside with mosquitoes, though.
I think I'm a B-.
This
I
is
think I'm B- blood.
They don't have.
What?
Maybe they gotta update it, but they don't have the Chargers game on here yet.
What the fuck?
Oh, they might have.
In any case,
they might be unsure about it right now.
It might be so many people are betting on the Chargers at the line that it was at that they're going to increase the line.
The owner of
not on here
of the fantasy football team, Odell's Poop Pimps, in the What's the Odds podcast, that being this guy right over here, is coming to Cleveland next month. I'll plug myself while I'm doing it, while you're looking that up. October 15th, 16th, and 17th, I will be at the Hilarities Comedy Club in Cleveland, one of my favorite clubs. William Biddlecone, I believe that's your dad, Brenton, said he's already coming. He wrote me. Your brother's coming. Your dad's like, not for me. I came once.
No, I think they bought a 4-pack.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. A 4-pack. That's how they're doing it. They're doing it smart there.
It's going to be super awkward, Steve. My parents, months and months and months ago, mailed me a sympathy card when your father passed because they thought that I would see you before them. And it has been sitting on my desk for I don't know how long. So
dude, you know what? I'll give it to you when I have the water bottle that I was supposed to bring for Christmas last year that we never got a chance to. So, these things happen, Brenton. Don't worry. Water and my dad will be forever. So don't worry about it. Okay, man. October 15th and 16th and 17th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. in Cleveland at Hilarities. Tickets are they're on my website. So steverannazzisi.com. And I'll be at actually the Magic Club. No, yeah, the Magic Castle this Saturday. The one that's in Hollywood, the Magic Castle, doing stand up this Saturday. Gonna try that shit out again. See if knock the rust off these fucking jokes. Brenton, did you figure it out?
It's not listed yet, so I think they have to adjust the line. So we'll have to talk.
Doesn't matter, dude. Lock it in, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the Win.
Yeah, it's going to be the Chargers regardless of the line.
Beautiful. Anyone else have anything to add to the podcast this week? No?
Drew Brees.
Well, that's it, guys. Drew Brees does look old. Drew Brees looks old. Phillip Rivers does not look old. And I hope Tyrod Taylor gets a chance to play somewhere again and start. That's the podcast for this week, ladies and gentlemen. It's What's the Odds. Thank you for listening. Please tell someone else to rate, subscribe, check it out. Check out our Patreon. And we'll see you next week, guys. Later.